Hey guys, it's Miss Alyson from the Harris County Public Library, and on today's video, I'm going to be making Hollandaise sauce. Now, Hollandaise sauce is our family's absolute favorite sauce. It's actually one of the French cuisine's, one of their mother sauces, and we absolutely love it. We use it for all of our holiday events that we have here at the house. We love to have Eggs Benedict for breakfast. So I'm going to share with you guys my favorite Hollandaise sauce recipe. It is one that doesn't take a lot of ingredients. It's very simple, easy to follow, and I've taught it to several others, and now I'm going to share it with you. So all you're going to need to have is a saucepan, and it's got some water in it, and we're waiting for that to get to a simmer. I've got 6 egg yolks here. I've separated out my eggs already. And I've got 2 sticks of butter that I've already sliced up into different little size pats, as well as the juice of a lemon. Now I had a very large lemon, so I'm just using a half of a lemon. I also have a little bit of water right here to help thin it out. And I like to put paprika on it. You can also put cayenne pepper on it when you're done with everything. For tonight, we're actually gonna be making these breakfast burgers where we take a burger patty and I'm grilling it outside, and then we'll be putting an egg on top and pouring the hollandaise sauce on top of it. So that's basically what you need to get this started. I'm just gonna wait for this water to come to a simmer, and then we can get started. Hey guys, this is what we're gonna need to create our hollandaise sauce. You will need 6 eggs that you're going to be cracking and separating. You're gonna need the yolks. You're going to need 1/2 pound of butter. That's 8 ounces, that's 2 sticks. You will need juice of a lemon. And I personally use paprika, but you can also use cayenne pepper if you'd like. You will need a small saucepan with water in it. You don't need too much water in there, as well as a glass bowl, preferably. You can also use stainless steel. You will need a whisk. That is my bowl for cracking the eggs. And let's get started. Okay, so my water has started to reach a simmer. It's actually a little bit too high right now, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And what you're going to make sure that you do is when you have your bowl, you want to make sure that you're just getting it hot. You're not wanting to cook the egg to make scrambled egg. You want to make sure that you're keeping it into a nice emulsified sauce, okay? So what I usually do first is I go ahead and break up my yolks. And then I add in just a little bit of water and my butter. So you're going to start off just by whisking over that steamed bowl. Like I said, you want to make sure that you keep this moving the whole time because you do not want it to start to make scrambled eggs. And I just go and I add in some butter. The butter will help it to not just cook the egg as well because it's just going to melt beautifully in the sauce. Now, this is not a low-fat sauce by any means, and no, do not use margarine or any other type of an oil substitute for it. This is more of a traditional hollandaise, so it is meant to be full fat and delicious, and it's also a keto recipe because of that. So the only thing is you've got 6 egg whites that you're going to have to figure out something to use, but that's usually not too difficult. Usually I just throw them in if I'm making eggs afterwards anyway. If I'm making Eggs Benedict, then I'll just cook it up with my eggs anyway. And just keep on adding the butter in and keep on stirring. The biggest part of this recipe is just to make sure that you don't have your egg yolks getting cooked. We don't want them scrambled. And I always keep a little bit of water right next to me, so in case I see that it's starting to thicken up a little bit too much, I can thin it out really easily with that. You can see the butter's already melting pretty quickly in there. It's a nice consistency right there. And normally I can do this with 2 hands, but because of the situation, I'm holding the camera, I cannot. So I am one hand creating this hollandaise. Now, once I get just 1 stick into it, I'm gonna start adding my lemon juice. Why I wait to add my lemon juice is because it's an acid, we don't want it to start cooking the egg yolk. We want it to be a very natural warming and not just a cooking of the egg yolks. And feel free to ask any questions too. You know, I work at the library, as you know, so I'm fairly available to ask these kind of questions, and at least point you in the right direction. But like I said, people ask me all the time about this hollandaise sauce recipe, so you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and make it into a video form. And honestly, I have always had to make this size recipe as well. My husband loves hollandaise. My son loves hollandaise. I love hollandaise. So a 6 yolk recipe really is just ideal for us. You can see, you know, keep checking your bowl, make sure it's not getting too hot. And usually the last quarter of the stick I save to finish it off. And it makes it this nice glossy look to it. And you can judge how much lemon you want to put in it too. Like as I was pouring it in, I don't think I want to add in all of that, so it's a very lemony lemon, which is a beautiful thing for things like lemonade. And just as it starts to heat up just to the right temperature, you'll see that it's going to start to thicken. You can let it sit for a second. You can see I've got nothing curdled in there. It's all nice. The proper consistency. No scrambled egg. You can see that. Even up on the sides, there's nothing scrambled. And the more you whisk it, the more air that you're putting into it as well. So it becomes a thicker hollandaise. That's nice and fluffy. It's gorgeous. All right, I'm going to add in the last bit of our butter here. Now there are certain sauces that you can really easily reheat. Tomato sauce is one of those. Alfredo sauce is not one of them. Hollandaise can be hit or miss. This recipe, I really do seem to be able to, at least if I put it in the fridge, I can reheat it on the stovetop as long as I'm consistently whisking it. But I don't suggest making this sauce necessarily that far ahead of time. I usually do it right when I'm about to start preparing everything else, because I can just add a little bit of water to it, just leave it right in here, and then when it's time to serve the eggs, then I just go ahead and add a little bit of water to it, thin it out, and start mixing it up just like this. And that's how we make it. You can see the thickness is gorgeous. All right, at this point, you can always check and see if you needed to add more lemon juice. And what I do is I take a little bit, and you can use just a hair more, but it's a delicious tasting sauce. So I'm saying that this sauce is complete. You can see it's starting to thicken up on the walls there of the bowl. So as soon as it's reached this, and you can see the consistency has changed quite a bit. I'm going to use a spoon, turn off my water as well. But you can see it's nicely coating the back of my spoon. And it's doing a nice thick stream. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have this pulled off of the heat. There we go. I'm going to take my bowl off of there so I don't keep on cooking it. And that, everybody, is a very simple and delicious hollandaise sauce recipe. Like I said, this is one I've used for many, many, many years. And what I do is I take it and I put it over whatever I need. And then the finishing touch for me is always a paprika. I've done cayenne before, but something about that paprika is just fabulous. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. And I'm going to turn it around real quick. And I will see you guys soon.